Hi, my name is Jim Moody. I am Manager of Applications Test Engineering here at Hyphen, and I have created the BitWacker evaluation kit. The contents of the kit include the DR1605 card. We have an eSATA card that is a PCI Express card, and that has two standoffs for depending upon the size of the bus that you're going to connect that into. There is an 80 gigabyte Intel SSD that we use it has CentOS on it, and it also has the CentOS root, and it has the BitWacker LBA hash and data partitions on this, so we can have with this device here, we can have a self-contained BitWacker evaluation. Customers can also then move the data partition to their own storage if they choose. There's a pouch to store that in. That will be part of the kit. We have a 5-volt power source right here that will power the SSD so that we have power when it boots. And then there's a cable that's an eSATA cable that's included to connect the SSD to the eSATA card. And the final piece of the kit is a bootable 4 gig USB stick. So we'll boot to the stick, we'll boot a copy of SysLinux, and then we will move the root over to the SSD and continue the boot process. Also included in the kit will be startup and shutdown procedures to get things going, and then if the customer would like to move the data partition to another device, there is instructions on how to do that as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is to install the two cards into our server. For this evaluation, for this demonstration, we're going to be using an HP 2U server, and we're going to install the BitWacker. We're going to install the DR1605 card, the eSATA card, and install the SSD. So what we're going to do first is take this off the box, set that aside. We'll pull the card cage out. This particular card cage has 3 PCIe slots. Different machines are going to be all different, but we'll work with customers ahead of time to know exactly what their requirements are. The evaluation does require 2 PCIe slots, one for this DR1605 card and one for the eSATA card. So, first thing we're going to do is install the eSATA card. So we'll put that into one slot, and put in a retaining screw to the standoff, and then turn the card around. And install the DR1605 card. And insert a retaining screw for that. Okay, fairly straightforward, fairly easy. And now we're going to put the card cage back in. And again, this will be different on every server platform. Once we do that, we'll put the top back on. And now we want to install the SSD. So, we'll put that there. Undo the power. The 5 volt is USB power, is plugged right into a power source and then the USB side plugs into that. Okay, that plugs into the wall. The 110 out wall outlet, and then that plugs into the back. Okay, we notice we get power right away. And then we will plug in the eSATA cable. Only goes one way. And we'll plug that into the eSATA card that we just put in. We just inserted. Okay, so we're ready to go. The last step before we turn the server on is to insert the USB key into a bootable USB key into a USB slot. And now we're ready to turn on the server. Okay, we've turned on the server. One of the things the customer is going to need to do is to make sure that the server host boots into the USB key. So they may have to go into the BIOS and change the boot order so that the USB key will boot first. And so we've done that on this server, and you'll notice that we come up to a prompt after the first part of the post that says, "Welcome to the BitWacker evaluation environment." Depending upon the server, we may be booting into the root, maybe SDB, SDC, SDD. We're not exactly sure on a server-by-server basis. We'll know before we send the kit out for a particular customer. In this particular environment, for this particular server, it happens to be SDB. And so all we need to do is to type in SDB and hit return, and it'll continue the boot process, boot SysLinux, and use the SSD as the root partition, so it'll be fast. This will take a few minutes. And it goes. So you can see in just a few minutes, certainly within 15 minutes, from the time that the server case is open until we're ready to log in and start using BitWacker, it's a very quick installation process. The installation instructions include the login credentials. So we'll just log in, and then all we have to do left is to start up the BitWacker partition, start up the BitWacker software. And so we'll do that now, and that's it. There's a little bit of a pause while we mount, get everything up and running, and the BitWacker partition is up and running. We can start using it now. Included in the evaluation is we load Samba, and so the customer can map a BitWacker partition from their Windows server if they would like to. Type mount, you'll see that we have a BitWacker partition mounted there, ready to go. And we're all set. That's how easy it is.